Oh, can I open this? Oh, wow. What is in here? The gnomes! The gnomes have the money! No way! Hey guys, we're back for another episode of Hozy, and we've only got a few levels left, and I'm genuinely gonna be sad when I'm done. This is becoming my go-to game to record when my head is just killing me and I need something not so stimulating. I'll definitely need to find something else that can fill the void once we're done. But for now, we're starting at the cafe. That's actually an old pharmacy. So let's take a look here and see what connection we have to that lady from the picture, because, like I said, it does seem like we're following like this person's life or their family. Jeez. This place has definitely seen better days, I would imagine. And I imagine we're gonna have to do a little bit of sweeping up out here too. Oh wow, this is where we can actually turn it all the way around. Oh look. Aw, that's cute. I like that. I love things like street art, and to a lot of people it's just a graffiti, but when it's done well, I know it's like how do you judge that sort of thing, but when there's actual like passion behind it, because I consider real genuine street art different from, say, somebody just tagging something. Because a tag can be art, but it's like there's a certain style behind it, you know? There's creativity, there's a good use of the lines and the color and everything. Whereas, and to me, that's what makes it art. It doesn't always have to be something pretty and cutesy like that. It can honestly just be something as simple as, let's see, can we, okay, yeah, we can just start on this, but yeah, even something like a tag can be done artistically. Like, I'm trying to think about how to describe it, because like, I'm sure you've seen buildings or freeways or stuff that have been tagged, and there's always the ones where it's like just a few, like it's just somebody's name or just a word that doesn't really seem like it has much meaning or time or anything that was done for it. But then you see the ones where there's all these dynamic shapes, the colors mesh really well together. It looks so freaking cool, and you think, oh wow, I could actually see that being a tattoo or something like that. That is, to me, where it changes from graffiti to street art, is when there's passion behind it. Because, yeah, it takes time and effort to master it, because spray paint is not an easy medium to work with by any means. I think I mentioned before that I don't remember if I did in this series or not, but my mom is very artistic. I've painted before. I do some digital stuff. I don't consider myself a serious artist by any means, but I have used spray paint before. I definitely work better with acrylics and watercolors, but I have used spray paint before. It is not easy. Like, yes, if you're just trying to, come on, get in the back. But yeah, if you're just trying to make a splash of color, sure, bam, point and click. But to make something visually and aesthetically pleasing that has layers, that has depth, that actually has solid lines instead of just being like a mess, pretty much. That is hard. That takes genuine talent. Whoop. At least the wind is doing some of my work for me. Thanks, wind. I'll at least get it mostly over here, and then if the wind blows it away, so be it. Whoop, come on, get over here. But yeah. And I know there's like, for some people, there's the argument of, oh, anything that's done on the side of a building is automatically graffiti, it's illegal. And like, yeah, it may be illegal, but there's a difference between some, like, again, to me it's about meaning and passion. And let's be honest, there is a certain element of bias, and depending on the area, sometimes it is also a racial thing where it gets very uncomfortable, where people are just automatically assuming things about anybody who paints like that. And it's a shame because, like I said, some of it is, there's a lot of it out there that is really, really, really freaking cool. And I think it's awesome. Okay, that was all of it. Cool. Oh, saw a little thing pop up here. Can I change the name? I can! Oh, let's go! Let's see, this is the Arcafe! Hold up. Can I, Arya... No, can't do it for it. Can't do an apostrophe. Arya's Arcafe! I like it! Yes, let's go! Ooh, how do I... Okay, yeah, there we go, I changed it. Nice. Well, guys, I'm getting out of the arcade business and I'm opening a cafe. Okay, that's just a cool detail, but, where was I? Oh, yeah, where does this go? What is this? Clean the door, wallpaper the walls, tile the walls. Okay. Oh, do I get to choose between... do I have to choose between the two? Is it like a certain wall that... Or is it like outside that gets it? Oh, okay. So... Okay, so this wall gets the wallpaper, that one gets the tiles. Okay, I get it now. But first, let's finish the cleaning. Okay, now that I know what this stuff is and what it does, let's clean this up. But, yeah, I remember... I guess we clean it from the outside. But I remember a story that my mom, again, my mom is the more artistic one. I remember a story she told me from when she was younger. And my parents grew up in, like, you know, I know it sounds weird to say it out loud, like, grew up in a time of extreme prejudice. Like, we're not still living through a good portion of that in different ways. But, yeah, they were around when some of it was at its worst. And my parents in particular didn't really care about that stuff because they both... My dad grew up with... I think I mentioned him before in my Power Wash series. My dad had a best friend growing up named... I don't remember what fake name I gave him. Let's just call him V. And that was one of my dad's best friends. They hung out all the time. My dad went over to his house a lot, and they were just, you know, like, kind of that, you know, like that friend you have who lives down the road from you, and you go over to their house all the time. You have dinner with them so often that they half expect you to be there, sort of relationship. The parents are cool with you coming over, even uninvited, that sort of thing. That was the relationship that my dad and his friend V had. And it didn't really matter to my dad that V and his family were black. My grandmother didn't really care about that sort of thing. And, well, my dad's dad was not really around at that point. I think that was after, like, he was not in my dad's life for very long before he passed away. He was a soldier and all that. But anyway, so my dad personally never cared about that sort of thing. My mom didn't really mind either. And one of her best friends growing up was... Oh, what the? Weird. Camera stuck for a sec. But one of her... Like, she had one best friend growing up who was black, and she got picked on by her family for being the lightest out of everyone in the family. And then my dad, he and his friend V were always ride or die. So they didn't care. And in fact, with my parents, after they met each other and started going out, and after they started living together, because they met when my mom and dad were in college, and come on, when they started living together, they were both party animals back in the day. Oh, that's cute. I like that effect that gives it. But when they started living together, oh wow, they gave me a lot of stuff. Wow. Okay, jeez. They are piling the chairs. Okay. But yeah, when they started living together, they threw a lot of parties, and they had like systems down for this. And one of the systems they had was that, I'm curious what's in this. Oh, this is like stuff for the back, I guess. But one of the systems they had was they had two guys who were the unofficial bouncers of the party. So like if anybody got too drunk, got rowdy, got out of hand, they had guys on hand to deal with it. My dad's not a small guy either. He's decent sized, but these guys were a lot bigger than him, and one of them was, I think he said that V was one of them. And then they had another guy who was another, I forget which one that was, but it was another friend of theirs who was white. But just so that way, that no matter what, you had somebody who, like, you couldn't claim that you were being singled out for any reason. You, like, if you were getting rowdy and being an ass to somebody, you were getting called out for it. You were getting put in timeout pretty much. They had a designated cooldown area they had set up outside where if you got too drunk, if you were starting fights, if you were getting too rowdy, the unofficial bouncers would basically go out. They would make you leave. You had the choice to either leave the party altogether, or you could go outside to an outdoor patio area and chill for a bit. And if you did that, then my parents' system was they would let you cool off for a little bit, and then they would. There, I like that. I kind of like the look of that. That looks nice. But after that, after you've had a little bit of time to cool off, they would go out there with some food to basically give you some water, give you a plate of food, talk to you for a bit, and say like, hey, you just chill out for a while, and whenever you're ready to come back in, you can come in. Okay. Oh wait, I see a tag in here. Better than taking things out of boxes. I don't know about that. Also, I guess I should probably see what the furniture box here is before I continue putting tables in. Gotta see what I'm working with here. But yeah, sorry, I got distracted, but all that was basically to say that my parents were always the ones who taught me you can't really, like, you know, don't judge people, everybody, like, you know, the whole everybody's created equally and all that, the classic stuff, but also that what seems different or bad to some people is gonna still have value to others. Oh, can I open this? Oh wow. What is in here? The gnomes! The gnomes have the money! No way. Just... Oh. Okay. That was a fun surprise. In the middle of my rambling and all that. But, anyway, yeah, they taught me and my sister that people are going to... You can't really control how people will look at or handle things, but there's gonna be people who have very different views on things. Some of it's okay, some of it is you need to just shut them down, tell them to shut the hell up. But that definitely needs to go on the counter here. Maybe like, yeah, I think like around here looks good. Oh, nice, get up in the drawer. And one of the things that they made it clear to the both of us is what should be a very obvious lesson, but some people still apparently need to learn about. I'll move some of this around in just a second. I'm just trying to get everything unpacked here. But very obvious lesson that you can't, like, you shouldn't put something down just because you don't understand it. And I kind of got into this whole rambling thing because it's like that's kind of the opinion that the view they gave us about street art and graffiti and all that is, even if you don't personally understand it or get it, doesn't mean that it doesn't have worth. That there are absolutely still going to be, like, there's somebody who let's see. Oh, okay. It says it's got a thing on both sides. Okay. But, it's like, one thing that a story they told us about that really stuck with me was that, oh, that's cool, you can move the scale. Nice. Actually, I wonder, does it move if I put something on here? No, darn it. I was curious. I figured I couldn't hurt to try, you know? But yeah, one of the stories that what was their gas tank? That they told us was how once there was a small shop, like little mom and pop owned type of shop, and you know, not like a super big place, decent sized, but you know, they were just small neighborhood store that a lot of people liked. Let's put you on the end over here. And you know, I'm gonna put the table back out here for now. There. But yeah, just small little mom and pop shop. People enjoyed it. And I feel like this would be good over here. And it was, there were some, they wanted to give back to the community, basically. And to do that, they decided to employ some local street artists, like unofficial, well, I mean, it's like a thing where it's like they were considered unofficial or unlicensed, just like neighborhood artists who were really good at what they did. And I'm still trying to figure out why the heck we have a gasoline jug. I'm just gonna put that back here for now. I don't know what else to do with it right now. And a random freaking suitcase. I guess we could put that on top of the safe for right now. But yeah, so you know, they did like a little, kind of like a mini contest thing, like, hey, you wanna decorate the walls of our building? Show us what you got. And so, you know, a lot of people got really excited about it, and they entered the contest because this was something really cool that they were doing. And you know, they picked out the winner, and everybody was super hyped. Only for one day, and mind you, this was a building that they owned. This was not like a bank-owned building or anything like that. This wasn't a you know, like city-owned property. No, they owned this building. They show up one day and find out that the city decided that the way they decorated it, the wall art that they did, was too quote-unquote trashy and was lowering the property values. Mind you, they didn't have anything, like, it was nothing explicit, it was nothing quote-unquote gang-related or anything like that. Oh cool, we got a jukebox, nice. It wasn't any, there was no slang, there was nothing derogatory. It was literally just like a beautiful mural of wall art. And the city decided that they just had the right to take it down because they felt like it. Trying to see what's on that TV. Also, did that just... I was gonna say, does that make an actual coffee? Oh, it's a kitty! It's a kitty! Aww. Oh, that's cool. This is an old... a View look TV. Also like that's got the classic RCA inputs and all that. That's cool. Okay, so... gotta figure out how I want this set up, actually. So now that I've got a better idea, let's move you over to here. We can have our jukebox in the corner over here, pumping out some tunes. Oh, it's light up too. That's cool. I love that. Let's see. Now that I've got that here, I'll move some of the decor here for now and probably rearrange it in a bit. But let's put you over on the end over here. But yeah, needless to say, a lot of people, and especially the owners of the business, were just so mad about that because they did not give permission for this. They did not tell anybody that they wanted this. They loved the art that was made specifically for their business that they thought looked really cool. They liked it. And then people from the city just decided, oh, well, you know, it makes you look like you've been vandalized, so we're just taking care of this for you. Bitch, get out of here with that. That story still gets me pissed off hearing about that, and it's been years. But, yeah, that's... So yeah, that's kind of like just my little rant about street art versus graffiti and all that stuff. You know, actually, we could put the TV on here. So this off. I'll probably put the candelabra outside. I feel like that would be a good place for it. There we go. Put you in the corner here for now so people can see on their way in. Can I... oh, I can put the clock back here. Nice. And I guess the kettle can go up here too. Actually, maybe like over here. And that works out. Okay, I'll wait that. Actually, now that I got a little bit more of an idea. Well, actually, no, wait, that would still be kind of awkward to kind of think about how they would use this. No, let's do that. They can have this over here. And I feel like this needs more room. Sorry, I'm kind of getting into the decorating zone right now, but yeah. So that was just like the whole thing with like me and my family and like the whole thing about street art and all that. I actually really, like I said, I find it such a cool medium, and it's something that takes a lot of skill to be able to do, especially with spray paint. Are you kidding me? But yeah, it's just one of those things where there's way too many people who feel like they have a right to judge it, and there's all these people who want to try and like force their own idea if it counts as art, which it does. Anybody who doesn't think so needs to shut up. But yes, I know. Oh, everybody's entitled to their artistic opinion. Yeah, and it's okay to be wrong. Sorry, I get very heated about stuff like that because of things that I've seen in my life, things that my parents have seen, and experiences that we've both had, that we've all had really, in regards to, even if it's not us who have been targets, seeing people we care about, friends that we love, family members, friends who you've known for so long that they're like family members. Also, sorry, I'm trying to like organize these chairs a bit so I can figure out what goes with what should go with what table. So obviously that one goes with that. They match pretty well. Just trying to organize things just a touch. Because like I feel like that would go well together. And I know that they're not all going to match, but like if there is those kind of match. If there's a somewhat matching set, I kind of want to put them with each other, you know? It's just my brain being like, color coordinate, table coordinate, matching sets, give us the matching sets. Like these are all more stools. But it's weird that there's not really any, well, there's not really any tables high enough, so I guess maybe I'll put those inside. Which means I probably need to move some of the stuff down a level. And I'll get to that in a second. Let's see, and then what else do we have? Okay, I'm gonna try and do it this way. Cloth and pattern chairs will go here. Bare wooden chairs can go here. Okay. You're also kind of a high chair. So I might find somewhere special for you. Okay, so let me go ahead and just like move the stool chairs in here. Because really the only place I can see where these would fit would be at the bar. Because all these other tables are too short, and you're gonna feel like crap trying to sit at a regular table with a stool. Or just like a super high, well, not you, like a super high chair. So move all those inside for now. I've got 1, 2, I got 3 tables, because yeah, even this table feels too short, so I feel like these all need to be in here somewhere, you know? And maybe if I have any extra chairs, I'll move them inside here and kind of position them around the coffee table. But let's get some of these. I'll only put these a little bit. Yeah, it's too close. People are gonna be hurting their legs. Yeah. So, I don't know how you guys feel about them. I personally am not a big fan of bar stool style chairs. Like, they're nice and they look cool. My bigger problem with them is more just they're uncomfortable for me. I've got weak back struts. I have back problems, and if I sit in certain chairs or at certain angles for too long, it gets really uncomfortable for me really fast. Like, on average, a lot of times my longest recordings that I do are only an hour or 2. And part of that is because if I go longer than that, my back will be killing me. So let's move you down a level. You down. You down. That's a little bit better. This can still kind of stick over to the edge here. Okay. I am satisfied enough with this. Actually, hold up. Swap these two. I don't know why, I just feel like I like this a little bit better. But, yeah, so my back starts to kill me after a while if I'm sitting at a bad angle or if I'm sitting still in general for too long. And like, if I sit somewhere, I need somewhere with a cushion, and I need somewhere that's just long enough for my legs to stretch out without feeling like they're dangling. Because if they're too cramped or if they're too stretched out, it's gonna hurt, and bar stools are that uncomfortable in between for me. So, yeah, I'm just not a huge fan. If I find like some wall lights or something, I'll put some out here, because this feels like the dark alley that you go to where there's gonna be somebody waiting for you, you know? Also, this table is pretty small, so I feel like, honestly, I feel like I could just do one more chair there, like this one would probably work. It's not a perfectly matching set, but, you know, a little extra. Now, let's see, how do I want to position these? Because all of these patterns are a little bit different. I feel like I can definitely put inside. And I also don't want to go... I don't want to do more than 4, like at most 4 chairs per table, you know? Because I feel like more than that, and it's gonna be uncomfortable for people to sit there. So let's start with that one. You kind of still fit the vibe. Let's see. Kind of just like starting with the same shapes-ish. Very much ish. And I guess you here would be fine. Hold up. I'm gonna zoom in on this so y'all can see what I just saw. I want to make sure I'm not crazy. It's invisible! Texture? Nothing. Texture? Nothing. Interesting. Okay. Don't know if that's a glitch or just like a thing so you can see where it lines up or what. Are any of the others like that? No, these are all solid even when I pick them up. Interesting. Okay. You know what? Since we're having this be like a little tucked away table, like this could be your little secret date spot. Little candelabra action out there. This is the private secret date area back here. There we go. I think that's about as straight as it's gonna get. Just like I always say about myself, it's straight enough. Not completely straight, but just enough. Alright, so let's maneuver you just a little bit. Figure out how I want to have these chairs. Okay, you can go there. You back here. You over to this side. And then you over in here. Now I feel like I can take like a couple of these coffee cups and put them out here. And that'll give it a little bit of personality. There we go. I like that. Looks a little bit more lived in, or not really lived in, but like feels more natural. I guess the rest of the chairs are going inside. Let's see. Alright, so I guess I kind of wanted to have the TV on here, but oh, you know what? I could take this off. Is there anywhere I could put this down here where it won't feel like it's in the way? Can I put it on top of here? I can. Okay, that works. And I can put the gas can up here too. Again, I don't know what's with the random gas can, but I can do that. And then TV can go over here. Okay. Then, like, put you in the corner here. Little armchair action over here. Then I can get these kind of set up around. Oh, I can move this out just a little bit. Coffee table moved more over here. Actually, no, wait. What am I doing? I moved the whole freaking TV so I would have a whole freaking table to use, and I'm still trying to make the coffee table thing work. Just trying to think, because I guess I could move this back a little bit more. Again, a little secret romantic date spot. And then I guess I could actually make that work now. I could have this out here. And then I could maybe move the other one over just a little bit. It's just a pain that I can't, like, move it all as a unit. Like, just pick up the table and the chairs, move with it. Oh, dang it. Is that... Nah, it's too close. Back up the chair just a bit. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with the decorating thing again, just because sometimes my brain goes, wait, you must make it fit! It must look good! Okay, let's just put you maybe, like, about here. Yeah, a little bit off the curb, and then straighten you out just a touch. Then I can take... Okay, I can put these chairs back out here now. I can't... It's like, sometimes I get into a certain mindset of, okay, I'm gonna have to do this way. Then my brain stops and goes, but wait, what if instead you did this? And I'm like, but I have to move everything. Too bad, you're gonna do it. Because your brain commands you, and I'm like... Fine. Okay, and then you over here, and I guess you can go here. Yeah, it still looks cute. Okay. I still like that. I still think that looks nice. Okay, so let's go back in here and move some of this back around a touch. Actually, now I feel like I could put this in this corner. You could go in this. And then we could probably still do this here. And then this could just be like a bonus chair. There we go. And... Okay. I'll stop fussing with it now. I promise. I'm good. I am satisfied enough now. Kinda wish I could move the fire hydrant, but I guess city ordinances won't allow that. Alright, so now that we've got pretty much all of the floor stuff, let's see what we got for rugs. Ooh, that's actually really nice for over here. What's the other rug we've got? I feel like that's a good welcome rug. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got to work with for flowers. I imagine there's going to be a lot of table flowers. Yep. Oh, those are cute. Yeah, definitely putting those out on the tables. Okay, so let's see. I can still put one of you in here. And I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 tables outside. I definitely like purple flowers, so you're definitely going to be going on one. You can go on this one. You, I feel like you'll work on this guy out here. There's not really any cups or centerpieces on this one. And then... you feel a little bit small. I think you'll still be okay outside at the other table. Let's turn you a little bit. That way the flower doesn't catch on fire. There we go. Romantic. And then I guess this one could be our little counter flower. There we go, that's cute. I like that. Sorry, I know I kind of, with games like this, I tend to... Oh, what? What do I can't even see what I grabbed. Oh, it's a license plate. Okay. Let me put... Oops. Okay, there. Let me zoom out a bit so I can have an easier time seeing the walls. That's a license plate. I feel like that's appropriate up there. I was starting to say that I know I kind of have this Animal Crossing. I do this thing when I play these games where it's like I get really into these ass boxing gloves. I guess we were a former heavyweight champion. I kind of like that over there. But yeah, I'll get into like these really long-winded rambles or stories or what have you. And then I'll just suddenly get so into the game that I completely drop my previous topic of conversation. I swear I don't do that on purpose, just sometimes the ADHD brain just turns off. Turns on and then turns off. It turns on and then turns off. And I have no control over it. I'm just along for the ride. Let's see. That's a kind of small one. Maybe put you up in the corner here. Yeah, like I said, I really don't mean to do this. And if I ever, like, stop a story or something and I forget to pick it back up and you guys want me to explain what the ending of the story was, feel free to, like, call me out for it in the comments. Call me an idiot if you want to. I will not take it personally. I know. Let's see. Oh, this feels appropriate outside. But, yeah, no smoking sign also outside. Feels appropriate. But, yeah, feel free to call me out in the comments. Say, Arya, you're being stupid. You forgot to finish the freaking story. What is that? Oh, music thing? I guess that's appropriate on... Oh, that's... Hold up. I gotta switch that now. That feels perfect there. There we go. And then I could maybe put you in that corner over here. Yeah, that works. Okay. But, yeah, call me out in the comments. Say, Arya, you're being dumb. You fool, you forgot to finish the story. I will not take it personally. I am aware of my own stupidity. And sometimes painfully aware. Oh, that's pretty. We're just filling up the wall with random knickknacks and tchotchkes and whatnot. And I am totally okay with that, because that is absolutely my style of decorating, I say as I pull out a freaking surfboard. What? Well, I guess we got a surfboard on the wall now. Let me raise the boxing gloves up just a touch. I now headcanon that I use those boxing gloves to beat the hell out of people who are getting too rowdy or aren't paying their tips. Let's see. Clock feels appropriate, like, I guess around there. Also, I just noticed these aren't straight enough. There. But yeah, like I said, if I forget to finish a story about something and you want to know how it ends or want me to continue it in another video, please tell me. Please let me know. I promise I'm not forgetting these things on purpose. I am legit just that stupid sometimes. There we go. Now I got some extra light over here. And I am more than happy to ramble or continue a story in another video if I'm reminded of it. Alright. But that looks pretty good for now. The only thing I wish is, like, I wish we had some paint so I could add something here. It will not look anywhere near as good as that, I can guarantee you. But, yeah, I'm satisfied with this. Let's see, what's gonna be the best angle for this? I kind of like this way, because then I get a little bit of view of the inside and the outside. Around the outside, around the outside. Dang it. Some memes we will never escape. We can only learn to live with them. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be my best shot. Okay. Oops. Back just a touch. Focus that part a little bit. I want to be able to read that still. Okay, I feel like that's a pretty decent shot. And this will be the thumbnail for the video, so say cheese! I still love that mechanic. That is so cool. That is such a nice, thoughtful thing to do, that you can save your snapshots. But yeah, time to leave. Time to get out of the cafe business. I probably should find like a cafe simulator or something sometime. Hope that is all for today. I'm so tired. All right, that is the cafe done, and with that we have 2 more to go before this one's over. I'm guessing that's some sort of lighthouse. Next time, and this has like rainbows leaking from it. Is this about to get gay? I am totally on board if it is. Dreams, everything works in unusual ways. Ah. I might not be wrong about the getting gay part, but we'll have to discover that next time. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!
Aw, game over already? Don't worry, there's always more fun to be had later. If you enjoyed your stay, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for visiting Arya's Arcade. Bye-bye!